welcome. How are you? I don't know if you can tell, I've had my hair coloured. Cover up all the grey. I know, it didn't really show on, luckily, I was very lucky, it didn't really show. But I had a lot of greys. It's just, it didn't really show on the video for some reason. And I think as well, because, you know, like I usually wear the bandana around my head. So that kind of was covering up quite a bit of grey. Oh dear. So yeah, I went and got that done today. I was in a bit two minds whether to get it done really, because I thought, oh dear, you know, I'm trying to sort of stop doing too much, you know, I'm trying to sort of just stay more spiritually centred, but I don't know, it just sort of came about really, so there it is, I've done it now. I've got my coffin mug today, and I'm using lavender today. I feel a bit, I was sort of purging for a few days, and it's sort of like, I feel like the purging is sort of almost finished now, but I feel a bit wired today, so that's why I thought I'd get the lavender back out today. So we're going to do a romance reading, and I've got here this lovely deck that I love, so we'll pull a couple of cards out of there, and then I'm using the Sexual Tarot Mini, but I decided today I'm going to use the Sensual. I think they're quite compatible. Sexual Tarot and the Sensual Tarot. And I thought, let's, you know, because it's a romance reading, and I thought, I do like the Sexual Tarot, because I do love all the, you know, the naughty pictures, but they don't really follow the Rider-Waite version of pictures, which I find sometimes it's not. Some of the pictures in the Sexual Tarot I think are great and very powerful, but some of them I don't find as, I can't connect with them as much spiritually. So I thought, let's just get this deck back out, because I haven't used this one for quite a while. And I trust the Lovers to be the first one on the top of the deck. But you know, it's really quite nice, this one. So some of the pictures are a bit naughty, and then some of them are just more gothic, but the only thing is I've got a lot of reversals here, because I haven't used this since last year, and I was always using reversals, so we'll see how it goes. It will land however Spirit wants it to land, won't it? So thanks for supporting the channel, thanks for liking and subscribing, giving the video a thumbs up, because you know, I do appreciate it a lot. It's only a little channel. And yeah, we'll just see what we get for a romance reading. I thought it might be quite nice, because I think the energy for relationships has been rather testing this year. I think it's been really quite testing. So let's see, you know, we've been putting our boundaries down more. I think this has been the main focus of this year, has been sort of pulling back from relationships and getting more centered in our spiritual selves, and definitely get more boundaries. Also, we're starting to get a deeper sense of source within us, so that real love starting to shine through us. But obviously, you know, a lot of us still do have that attachment issue. And, you know, I'm your soul sister, so I know what it's like. And, you know, some days it's easier than others. Some days it's harder than others. When you can feel, you know, the ego's kind of yearning for that attachment or whatever. Even though we know it's just the ego, and we don't really want to feed it, because we'd really rather be the true self. We'd really rather get back to source within us, and then we won't need an attachment or a relationship, will we? Because we'll just be, you know, we'll just be a channel for the cosmic love. But we are still human, so it's a gradual process, isn't it? Right, so let's go into this deck. So romance for the rest of May. Okay, still doing May at the moment. Okay, so we've got union. The union of divine soul counterparts is a miraculous event, and it begins when you least expect it. So that's nice confirmation, isn't it? And it is something we know to be true, isn't it? But it's when you least expect it. That's what everyone always says. And I suppose because once you really find yourself, like what I was saying, and you're really back in your I am presence, you know, you found that self-love. You're whole and complete within yourself because you found your source within you, and that is pure love. So then you're not really looking for it at that point. You're not really needing it. So then, boom, there it comes, because you've just vibrationally aligned to it. And I talk about this all the time because, you know, a lot of people watching tarot are wanting to manifest things in their lives. But, you know, we have to become a vibrational match for it before it will come to us. Now, the other card is Rejoice. So we're getting some lovely vibrations here. Embrace your loving connection and rejoice. So there is some kind of really nice connection here coming in as we go towards the end of May. And it could be, like I said, it could just be your own connection to yourself, and that is preparing you vibrationally for your next partner. Or it may be somebody you're already in a relationship with, or somebody you already know, okay? So let's go into the recent past. Need we see what was going on in the recent past? Let's have a look. Oh. Okay, Five of Swords. Five of Swords is really about taking your power back. Surprise, surprise. This is what we've been doing, taking our power back. This card is a little bit different to the Rider-Waite. Normally you've got somebody and they're holding a few swords, and there's people in the background that are sort of disappointed, and there's, you know, it's basically, you know, we've been taking our power back after a struggle. You know, there's been conflict. It's not been easy. It's been like a long, hard road where you're just thinking, is this ever going to be worth it? Like, I'm pushing for something. I'm trying to manifest something. But when I get there, will it really be worth all that effort? And it may be that you've sort of decided recently, do you know what? I don't feel this is worth it. At the bottom of the sexual tarot, as I'm looking, Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is the card where you get the three swords going into the heart. So there's been pain body, there's been heartbreak, there's been pain body, and you've been trying to take your power back and say, do you know what, I don't know if this really is worth it. Now, also recently for you, things have been picking up, right? Because you've got the Four of Wands, also a Hangman. Four of Wands reversed. Now, sorry, I thought it was Four of Swords. So Four of Wands is still kind of picking up. It's a bit, it's like you haven't been feeling the most stable. Okay, I'll be honest with you. You haven't been feeling the most stable, but there have been some successes for you lately. Okay, and we mustn't overlook the successes that you have been having in your life and in your spiritual development and things like that. You know, maybe even in this relationship for some of you, there may have been some small good things that have happened, right? But you may also have been feeling a bit like, with this relationship, is there really a solid enough foundation, you know? You may have felt like your person was sort of, they were on some level they were genuine to you, but on another level there hasn't been enough of a conventional relationship there, you know. It's like you are due to experience a committed relationship, but there's been delays. Okay, what's going on right now? You've got the Death card, transformation, and in this deck it's actually called transformation. So this last part of May that we're going into now, it is a time of transformation. And that's probably why I've been purging for the last few days. You know, you have to purge as part of a transformation, because, you know, transformation really is about transforming into your original self, your true nature. You're not really changing yourself, you're just releasing all of the old karmic stuff that's been obstructing you from being your true self, right? And there's been games or toxic stuff, or like, you know, mixed messages with the Seven of Swords. Somebody may have like lied to you, not really been honest. There's definitely a feeling of that. And so you're sort of now going through, from all of this experience, you know, you're like finally going, you know, I've been through enough. I've had a heartache, I've had these games, there's been a lack of honesty, there's been a lack of commitment. And now I'm just like, you know, I've been thinking for quite a while, is this really worth it? And now I really am true. I know that I need to just do what I need to do now. Okay, so let's see what's going on with your person. Seven of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, they're sort of, you know, Seven of Pentacles reversed is kind of like, they've not shown signs of continued effort. Okay, I'm sorry, I know that so far this isn't really what you want to hear, but I can only say what the cards are showing. Now that's funny. I think you've had a lot of mixed messages with this person, because that Seven of Swords was saying to me mixed messages, because it's the sign of somebody trying to give hope, or somebody having hope in a plan, but it doesn't really come off. And it's like somebody not being completely 100% truthful. And then it's like, yeah, the Seven of Pentacles is just like somebody not really putting in long-term work. But then on the other hand, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is putting in the work. There's Two of Wands as well underneath, which is confusion and frustration. Your person is very mixed up. They're very mixed up, because this is about what's going on with them. They struggle with putting in long-term commitment and work into relationships, and they definitely give off a completely mixed vibe. It's like 1 minute they're all in, the next minute they're just completely out. And it's really confusing with the Two of Wands, because you've got two wands, and how do you bring them together as one? There's this guy in the middle holding the world, looking at the world, feeling so sort of disappointed or confused. You know, it's like your person just gets so confused. What do they want? Are they in? Are they out? Do they care about you? Don't they care about you? You know, it's been like that. And I don't think it's just about you. I think they probably are a very confused individual, because that's the energy they're giving off. Let's have a look at, right now, what does this person think of you at the moment as we end May, next couple of weeks? Okay, they've got the Magician reversed. Magician reversed is a bit of a manipulative energy. I don't really read, it's a blocked energy. They're sort of blocking this manifesting. There's something that could be really good between you both, but they block it. Okay. They know obviously that they like you, but they're not open. They're not open enough to you. They're blocking it. I don't normally read them upside down anymore, but since I know this deck is upside down, I thought, well, let's have a look. So they've got the Hermit and they've got the Knight of Swords. Oh my god. So they're just like, oh, this is supposed to be a romance reading, I'm sorry. We'll just keep going with it. Like, let's see what happens, because there is the Union card and there is Rejoice. Okay, so the thing is, there's so much potential with the Magician. There's so much potential, but with it being reversed, it is silly. It's like Spirit is almost saying this person is being silly because you are such a good match and they're just kind of resisting it. They've got this Hermit card, so they very much see you as, I would say they see you as being quite conscious, probably more conscious than they are, because the Hermit is a very conscious energy. I feel like they see you as single from them, if that makes sense. They don't see you as a relationship with them. And they've got the Knight of Swords, which is like an energy of, you know, I'm cutting off from my emotions. So they feel like they know how to communicate with you, and everything like that. I know this sounds going to sound quite nasty, but it's not meant in this way, but they're quite confident with you. They feel they can communicate with you and kind of, you know, keep a good thing going if they want to, but they definitely cut off emotions. But with the Magician in the reverse, it just shows me that, I mean, a lot of people do say in tarot that that means manipulation, but I would say it's just where they're blocking the potential, because Magician is pure potential of manifestation. Now, what I do want to say to you is this isn't really very good because what they're doing is very egoic. Yeah, it's very egoic, and Spirit doesn't really appreciate ego, right? I'll be honest. Spirit doesn't appreciate ego. So what this person's doing is of the ego. So how does this person feel as we do the last 2 weeks in May? How they feel? They feel very much free, okay? They've got the Eight of Cups. They're sort of like, I hate to say this, they're kind of like moving forward as far as they're concerned. Some of them may be moving or travelling, okay? That's very possible. But if not, it's like they're concentrating on their own journey, okay? And again, I feel kind of bad actually doing this reading because it's not really what I want to say. They've got the Four of Swords, so things are picking up for them. Yeah, I think they think, oh, you know, life's getting better for me, things are picking up for me, I'm moving forward with my life, and they're sort of feeling quite good. I'm getting quite a selfish vibe here from your person. Not getting any romance at the moment. I mean, in a way, all right, let's be compassionate, because it's, you know, we're all brothers and sisters on Gaia, aren't we? You know, it does look like your person's mental health's probably improving at the moment, and their energy in terms of the pain and the hardships they've been through, because there's clearly been sadnesses from them in the past, and I feel like your person's probably suffered with depression, and I feel like a lot of those things are starting to get better for your person, which is obviously nice to see. Just as you're going through a transformation at the moment, it feels like they're sort of going through a transformation as well. So you are mirroring each other, and that's probably why you've had the attraction towards each other, because you have actually been able to understand each other in a way, like, you know, there's common ground there, isn't there? You've both been in a similar point in your lives together, and shared quite a lot there. Now, how they want to move forward. Okay, they've got the Four of Pentacles reversed, which is really interesting. Now, on the one hand, this could be a good thing. It could mean that they're going to open up a little bit to you in the next couple of weeks. On the other hand, they could start taking some risks, okay, which might not be a good thing. If your person is a player, you know, that could be a bit silly on their part. So they're either dropping the ego and opening up, or they're actually going to get more egoic and start taking some silly risks. Let's see. God, this reading's quite funny. It's lucky I'm in a good mood today, otherwise I think I'd be crying. Oh, that is for sure. Right, now, Three of Wands reverse. That's interesting. I think your person may be quite reactive at the moment. Because Three of Wands reversed is not very good. It's not very good. There could be... They could take a risk. They could definitely take some sort of risk. Now, I mean, for some of you, that might be a good thing. Perhaps they're going to take a risk to come towards you. On the other hand, they may take a risk that in terms of actually losing you. You know, let's pick another card on that, because I'm like, I really need to. What is this? What is this? Are they risking losing us, or are they gonna take the risk and come towards? Hangman. God, that doesn't tell me anything. You're dealing here with somebody who is, I get the sense, quite secretive and private, and they don't give much away. And that's why they're very confusing to understand. They've got a very cut off type of energy. They've got the Hangman. They're going to be going through some kind of awakening though. There's a pause for them. You know, they may be thinking that they're really, I get the sense that they think they're really moving forwards. But there could be some kind of repercussion from Spirit, where Spirit kind of stops them in their tracks. And I did say to you, I'm seeing a lot of ego in these cards. And I know Spirit won't abide ego. Honestly, I'm telling you, I am telling you now, if any one of us goes about in our ego, I've done it myself, everything will start to go wrong. Everything will start to become blocked in your life or start to go wrong. Sometimes Spirit will even stop you in your tracks and shut doors on you if you're doing something from your ego. And I feel this person is quite egoic. I wonder whether Spirit's going to stop them from whatever it is they're doing. Because it looks like they're doing something that is potentially risky or silly. I don't know. Because to me, Four of Pentacles reversed and Three of Wands reversed is... It's like they're not being careful enough. They're not thinking logically. And then the Hangman, I mean, that is the universe stopping you. It's the universe stops you to wake you up to, you know, how does this life work? You know, the bigger picture, what is going on, you know, to try and get you to have a different perspective. And normally you don't like the feeling. Normally it's a very uncomfortable feeling to be stopped in your tracks, and you're normally in quite an uncomfortable situation and you don't really like it. But Spirit's doing it to you to try and wake you the hell up. Because for some reason your life is out of alignment and you're doing the wrong thing. And Spirit's trying to tell you that. And sometimes you just don't want to hear it. I know when I've been in Hangman position in my life in the past, and I just didn't want to, I couldn't really face up to what Spirit was telling me. I found it really difficult. So yeah, that's really interesting. That's really interesting. Let's really pull some more cards then. Because your person's been very mixed up. They've been very mixed up and they've made life difficult for you. And they've been blocking and resisting things with you. So there's the Two of Vessels here, which is, I would say, the Two of Cups. Now, no, I don't know. Let me check. Let me check. I really need to check this because I don't want to take any risks and tell you it's the wrong card. Oh, good grief. Right, let me see. Ooh. See, I would have said, oh, here we go. Sorry, Two of Vessels, Temperance. Oh, addiction. Right, lack of balance. Yeah, there's something going on here. It's not good. something's not good here. That is a lack of balance, a lack of healing, somebody out of alignment. They're not clicking into their true self. They're not clicking into spirit. They're going too much into the physical reality. This is unbalanced. It's a warning. Temperance in reverse is a warning. The Sun. The Sun. Ooh, seeing things clearly. Realising that this isn't right. Realising that something's not right. Because the Sun is a realisation. It's things coming to light. You get closer and closer to source. The Sun represents source, so you're getting closer and closer to source the next couple of weeks, and you're going to start seeing things really clearly. You're going to start really understanding more and more what's going on, because something going on here hasn't been right. It's either been unbalanced, or there's some kind of, you're dealing with someone with addiction problems and they're not getting help, or there's too much sexual side and not enough emotional side, or this person's just very cut off. I don't know, but whatever it is, there's a lack of balance, and you will realize this. It will become crystal clear to you. You know, like with before, where you were struggling and you were brokenhearted, or you were going through your own pain. And I know what it's like, so I've been going through my own pain the last for sort of 3 and 4 years. And it's like when you're going through your own pain, you can't really see clearly, because you're doing so much healing work on yourself. It's actually quite hard to sometimes see with clarity what's going on in your relationships, because you've got so much pain body, it kind of obstructs your vision. But I feel like where you've been taking your power back, and you know, you're just like, look, I need to get myself through a transformation here, because I can't deal with drama or games or confusion anymore. I feel like Spirit is saying, look, by the end of the month, by the end of May, you're going to see this really clear. It's going to be really obvious to you. What's the advice from Spirit? Okay, there's going to be some sort of progress going on here, big progress. Great news. Okay, that is great news. Fantastic. I can't believe this is a romance reading, because it doesn't feel romantic at all. I'm so sorry. I really wanted this to be, you know, a romance reading, but Spirit brings what Spirit brings. You know, we have got the Rejoice card and the Union card, so let's, you know, remember that. Okay, what they're basically saying to you, you've got long-term progress. Okay, the advice from Spirit is to work on your own long-term progress here. And the nice thing with the 8 of Wands is that is a shift that is supported by the universe. It's not just you pushing yourself forward. This is actually like you're working in tandem with Spirit. How I would say, working with my own inner guru, you know, working with my, you know, I've got my gurus up there. And it's like you're working with your own inner guru. And you're just, all of a sudden, it's like there's invisible forces just helping you, just like you're working in cooperation with Spirit, and it's like, wow, I'm moving forward finally. Like there's real progress here, and the thing is, it's great. It's long-term progress that is worth the effort, because you're going to reap the rewards long-term, because you're getting into a much better energy after things being very unbalanced, and it's really clear to you now. You know, your head's not messed anymore. Gosh, make that the title. Your head is not messed anymore. I'll make that the title, actually. Right. The outcome. This is amazing. Hangman in reversed. Hangman in reversed, for me, is just like, there's no way Spirit is going to let you go back to sleep. There is no way Spirit will allow you now to drop your vibrational level back down and be messed about by this person anymore, and probably even anyone ever again. Do you see what I mean? I feel like this is like where the buck stops. It's like they're not allowing you to bury your head in the sand with the Hangman reversed. I mean, it's the same with the Hangman anyway. Your person's going through some sort of, they're going to be going through some sort of uncomfortable situation by the end of this month. Okay, and then you've got the Six of Cups as well. Oh my God. Can't believe that. You know what the Six of Cups is? That's somebody from the past. And I don't want that to be the case, because you're trying to move on from this person. Well, some of you might not be. Some of you might want a reunion. It talks about a union and rejoicing, but like, okay, what I will say to you is there's no way you're going to allow yourself to get sort of like messed with anymore by this person or anyone else for that matter. And I think you've learnt so much and you're making so much progress now and having such an awakening. You're so much more vigilant. You know, you're not naive anymore. You're not that naive, empathic kind of like, oh, I'm in love with life. You know, I fall in love like, you know, well, I don't fall in love easily because I'm quite picky, but you know, when you fall hard, you fall hard. And I don't think you're like that anymore. I think as a soul family, we are evolving way past that. And there's no way we're going to allow somebody who's been doing all of this to just ride back in and just sort of like be, oh, I'm back from the past, you know. I've woken up, I really want you. Let's get another card to explain that Hangman reverse. I think that's to do with us just being like, Spirit is not going to allow us to go back to sleep with this past person. Okay, you've got here the Knight of Wands. Yeah, now Knight of Wands typically means departure. So I do feel there's a departure here. It's like they're making you wake up to realise, and they're not going to let you go back to sleep, that your person hasn't stepped forward. If anything, they've been unreliable, they've been in and out, and they've sort of basically departed out the scene, you know, and that's typically what happens with the Knight of Wands. There's somebody who just departs, disappears off, then might come back, in, out, and then you've got this past person here. So that's what I'm seeing. We'll pick a card for the Six of Cups, because, you know, I was like, oh, I don't think we want this person to be able to just do this to us. Eight of Cups again. Yeah, moving forwards. Moving forwards, even though it might upset you. God, I don't know, some people aren't going to like this reading, but I think we have to see it. Moving forwards. Eight of Cups. Normally that person's going into the distance. It's what your person's doing at the moment. Okay, obviously not everyone's going to resonate with this reading. Should have said that at the beginning, really. But I didn't know what was going to come out anyway. But your person's sort of giving the impression that they could take it or leave it, and maybe some of them are just leaving it at the moment, and they're acting from ego. I feel Spirit is going to be putting them in some uncomfortable situations because they are acting from ego, they are being selfish, they haven't been their true self with you, and I think Spirit's going to teach them a bit of a lesson, and that was in the last reading. I think that was actually the name of the last reading, Spirit teaching your person a lesson or something like that. And I feel that's what's kind of going to go on this month as well. Your person's still fighting it. They sort of think they can just do what the hell they like. And that's fine. We can do what we like to a certain degree, but it's always got to come from a good place, you know? It's got to come from a good place. And if we don't come from a good place, I'm telling you, Spirit will stop you in your tracks straight away. I'm sure we've all been there. We've all done it. You know, we're not angels, are we? We've all acted out of our ego and just thought we could do what we wanted, and then Spirit finds a way to shut doors on us, doesn't it? I'm not going to go into what happened to me because you don't want to know, but lots of things happened to me when I was acting out of my ego, and that's what I see your person clearly doing. And I feel like Spirit's going to make them feel a bit uncomfortable towards the end of this month because things are not going to be going along so smoothly for them. I think there's obviously some stuff to do with this person you know, you've been on a journey, so they're kind of seen as somebody in the past, even though it's very recent past. And there is obviously some yearning there, but there's literally, with that Hangman reverse, there's no way Spirit is going to let you go back into denial about this person. And I really think they're making you very aware this month about how your person is unreliable, and they're in and they're out, and they're in and they're out, and they're not letting you see it through rose tinted glasses anymore. Okay. And you've got the 8 of Cups, like I said, which is you just moving on from that person from the past. I think your person's pushed you a bit too far. That could even be the name of the reading. Your person's pushed you a bit too far. And you won't allow them to mess with your head anymore. That is the case. So I'm sorry if you didn't really resonate with the reading, because I know not everyone's going to like it. But we have got the card Rejoice, and we have got the card Union. So that it's got to be, you know, a sign of hope. It's got to be a sign of hope that there's going to be some sort of absolutely beautiful union. I personally am not looking to sort of chase love. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to go into my personal situation, but I'm not really looking to chase love. But, you know, to me, I'm just like, I really do want to get closer and closer to Spirit, and I sort of wonder whether that's kind of because I want to be within myself and within my power, and to me that's what it represents. But, you know, you could well be through all of this realisation with this person and how far you're coming. It's unreal. You know, you are headed for long-term love, because 7 of Pentacles is long-term. I think your life purpose and your abundance levels are going to go up long-term now, and you're going to probably find you're moving towards that a bit quicker than you were before. And I think as well, long-term relationship is on the cards, basically. It's on the cards because you've dealt with this. So that's the reading, and I will stop there. I'm sending you lots of love and peace. I hope you're okay. And if you want to book in for a reading, you know I'm here. You can contact me. You can book in for a 40-minute reading. You can book in for a 60-minute reading. You can book in for a 10-minute voice note reading. And you can also order my deck if you want. It's not too pricey to send abroad. And just contact me, really. So peace and one love wherever you are on Gaia.